Okay.
All right. Hey, everyone from joining in. I'm Rishi, CEO and founder of Digioh. Excited to be here. We got Val here, we got Turner here, we got Marissa joining. We got a lot of people from the Digioh team in the chat as well. I see Allie, which is exciting. So feel free to just jump in, ask questions as we go. I see Val. Shannon's here, our favorite, always joining us for the webinar. This is our biggest webinar to date, right, Val? Like this
Yeah,
is
it
most
is. But
attendees.
I do think if we were giving out prizes for consistent attendance at our product webinar, it'd go to Shannon, right?
Go to Shannon.
Yeah, every product webinar. I just love that.
We got
Um,
David. David, great to see you. Emily, Lindsay, Matt. This is awesome. We
Roddy's
got
here. We got some agency friends here too to help shout out to their clients what we're working on.
exciting, exciting. Javier, Jordan, Justin. That's awesome. Alana, good to see everybody. We're very excited. This is a jam-packed product update webinar. I have told Val to keep me on point because we have so many slides, we have so many things to get through. So I've asked Val actually, like, hey, if I linger too long about a slide, please like keep me on point. So if you see Val interrupting me, I've asked her to do that in a nice way to keep me on point with everything we've covered. Sometimes I go into the history and the why, and it might be too much, but I love talking about product. My favorite thing to talk about. We also have Turner, who's our new head of product. We're going to be announcing him as well, and we have a whole section of that. So we're excited for him joining us as well. He's going to be covering the last half of the slide deck. And I think we have a bunch of prizes from our customers.
Mhm.
Uh, Great customers, great products too. We love buying our customers' products. I've used it for all my Christmas gifts, which was fun to see it in action. Also, I get to go through their checkout experience and give them feedback on that too, which I love to do. And then Val, let me know, should we kick it off? We got
I think,
54
yeah,
people
like
here.
we got 54 people here ready to roll. We might as well start diving in and everyone they can continue to join as they show up.
That's awesome. So let's get
We
it
are
started.
recording,
We
right?
are recording, and we have a lot of bots in the room too. So hopefully, bots are also welcome in this webinar to get recaps for us. We're going to talk about all the things that we've shipped in 2025. There's so many things. Our product team is on fire. We're constantly launching, and we've launched more. We did 50% more updates this year in 2025 than we did the previous year. Our engineering team has doubled in size, which is pretty cool. We finally have a product person on our team, and we're actually heavily recruiting for that team as well. So if you guys have good people for us, let us know. We're always open to hire people you guys know, and specifically with great backgrounds. So today's agenda, we're going to be talking about what we shipped in 2025. A lot of things you might not know about that we launched. A lot of them are pretty new features. There's a lot of features that we launched towards the end of the year as well. And then we have a roadmap preview of what's coming out, what we're focusing on, and then we always have time for Q&A. Feel free to add stuff in the chat as well, questions. We have Marissa and Val that's going to be monitoring it constantly, so we'll bring those up as well.
And that fine print at the bottom there, Rishi, on that last slide. We, as Rishi said, we're giving out prizes today, and it's through chat participation. So we want your feedback in the moment. We want your engagement. Come in, hop in the chat, uh, talk to us during this time, and we will go through and have prizes that we'll give out throughout this time together.
Thank you. Yes, that's my favorite part of this whole webinar. It's being recorded. We will send it out. Looks like we got a question. Feel free to put that in the chat. It's being recorded. We're going to send it out. We have a Q&A feature or chat to submit questions. We'll save it. If we don't come across it, I will personally email you with an answer to that question as well. And if I don't have an answer, we will email you to try to discuss it with you. And then everything we're launching is kind of our disclaimer for any future product plans, features, or direction. It's all for informational purposes. You know, our goal is to get this stuff launched, but of course, things come up that we sometimes have to prioritize over the things that we want to do. So that's just a quick disclaimer there. There's three main things we prioritized in 2025, and we think we've really nailed it. Our really only goal in life and existence is to help our customers drive more conversions, drive more revenue, get more emails, get more leads. That is really at the center point of Digio and kind of all we think about. How can we help marketers increase their conversions? And that's the center point of everything that Digio and everything that we think about at the focal point. The other big thing that we wanted to focus on last year was clear insights. We were driving so much value for customers, but they didn't know about it sometimes. And so we want to put that front and center. So that was another big key focal point. And the last was save time and reduce effort. The one thing feedback we got early in the year 2025 is it takes a long time to get something launched. And so we did a lot of things around quizzes, on campaigns, on pop-ups, on designing to bring that down, that time down and effort down by quite a bit. That was our main three areas of focus. And that's kind of everything that we launched in summary. I'm going to drive into each one of those values and kind of where it comes from. So the first thing we did is we realized that we are driving so much value, but we kind of had our reporting hidden. So we brought that front and center. And so the first thing you now see is our revenue dashboard, is the metrics dashboard. We also just custom charts. So you can see it right away. What is happening in Digio account in terms of revenue, in terms of clicks, in terms of impressions. And we put the charts in first and foremost. And we're doing a lot of this as well in 2026 we're excited about. We also launched live chat. So if you haven't interacted with it, you can come on our site and between I think 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. PST, we actually have an agent, a real life agent, not an AI agent, a real life person that will talk to you about anything you want about your account, about your campaigns. It's the same team as our support team, so you're getting great support there, and it's live chat one-on-one. Of course, you could book a time with us anyway, but this is a big deal that we launched last year. It's just one-on-one live chat. So you no longer have to have tickets. You can actually just come online and into your Digio dashboard and actually talk to us. We also have an AI bot. Now, what's cool about this is it's using the same tooling that we use. So we imported all of our help docs and a lot of internal documentation. So our AI assisted support bot is also very good. We actually use it internally as well, sometimes to help out our customers.
Yeah, and Rishi, can you switch to slideshow mode? So that we aren't giving away anything in the sidebar there.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you. I appreciate that feedback. Um, whoops, slideshow mode. There we go. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you, Dan. Um, all right. Another big thing we did was we made it just easier to look at reporting. It was kind of what you were seeing was kind of hidden. So we just brought that first and foremost up front. We also added better revenue reporting. So if you authenticate with Google Analytics, we're going to show you the same data. So if someone's making a purchase a few clicks down and it's from a Digio pop-up, Digio quiz, we'll actually bring that data. Hey, it came in from this Digio campaign. So very powerful way to just see data through your GA data lens as well. We added a lot of custom reports, and the best custom reports bubbled up to standard reports as well. So this is a popular chart right here. So you can see your top attributed product, like what are people taking in the quiz, and then what are they purchasing? Maybe they're not even doing a quiz. Maybe they're just doing a pop-up. What are they buying right away? And you can see what they're buying through Digio. So the heavy green color is what they're actually purchasing right away through a Digio interaction. And the light green is actually your overall data within Shopify or within your e-commerce system. So we're pulling that data and comparing the two. So in this case, for example, the top product that Digio is referring is the same as the top product that you're selling, but in some cases it's not. So it's a good way to see kind of how should I change up my recommendations as well in a quiz? What should I be driving them to, and how you can change up that kind of ordering. We did a lot of AI work, a ton of AI work. We also doubled down on our quiz builder. So we added a quiz wizard first and foremost. That's backwards and forwards compatible. So you could easily come into our tool, add a bunch of questions, and design a quiz very easily. But then we also added in an AI mode. So what this does, it imports your feed. So any feed, it automatically can grab something like a Shopify feed, but also can bring in a CSV feed as well. And it's cool. It reads all the breadcrumbs, reads the URL, reads the tags, and based on that, it can generate questions. And so we added AI mode to a lot of aspects of the quiz. So one was generating questions. And what I love about generating questions is you can specify how many questions you want. You can give it more descriptions, and it can generate it, and then you can edit those questions. It's not like you're done. You can edit those questions as well. Now, what's also cool is you can add your own questions, and have our AI mode leverage the questions you've already added in. And so it could incorporate that into generating the new questions. We see a lot of people, they want a quiz, they know it's impactful, but they just don't know the questions. Or hey, holiday time's coming up, right? The next Valentine's Day, the next seasonal event's coming up. I need a quiz. I don't have time to come up with the questions. Let's just generate it, and then you can iterate on it. Everything we do with AI is a starting point, and the humans kind of coming in and correcting it a little bit too. So we can get you 80%. Our whole goal is to get you 80% of the way there to get away from that blank slate feeling and then come in and add your own kind of flavor to it, which is kind of fun. Yeah, great for
That's great.
brainstorming.
Javier. Yeah, Javier said great for brainstorming. Exactly. That's our mindset around AI. It's like use it to get you partway there and then add your own extra touch.
It's kind of cool too. Like sometimes people have they have long lost products they don't realize. Sometimes there's a product with a specific description that might want to promote. So it's kind of fun to also play around with and kind of see what's there. We also added around the logic mode, right? So Digio has weights and outcomes, a way to what products are going to be recommended at what time. And so we have both those things. What's cool about the AI outcomes is it also creates personas. And this is reading everything in your feed. So anything you supply us, we are reading into, and that is how we're driving these recommendations. Now, what I love about the outcomes, it creates personas. So we had a coffee company, and it created a few outcomes, and it labeled those outcomes as like, hey, a barista level person or a frequent drinker. So it create these persona values as well, rather than just saying like outcome one or outcome two. What I love about waiting is that you can get really complex with it if you wanted to, right? They have to have these specific texts. So this is great for customers with, thousands of products. We can easily look at every single product and add weighting and very complex logic very quickly with AI, which is cool. But then you can come back in and of course edit all of this as well. All right, this is the big thing that we've been thinking about constantly internally at the company, and that's Digio Passport. So I want to take a step back and talk about identification holistically at Digio. Digio's always been in the identification business. We've been around for about 13 years, and even on day one, customers like, hey, I just don't want this pop-up to show up if they've already submitted it. And so when we think about identification, that is the start of it, right? I don't want to, if someone has already opted into a pop-up, I don't want to redisplay that pop-up. We already have their email. So why are we seeing this? Why are we asking for their email address again? And so that's where we kind of started. And just recently, the last 2 years, we got really serious about identification, especially with all the cookie laws that are changing. Um, and what we've seen is that people not only want to target based on our data, they want to target based on Klaviyo data, based on iterable data, based on Braze data. They want to show very specific campaigns based on if they're opted in, if they're opted out, if they're on a specific list. And so that's where we've kind of started going into this realm of, hey, I want to be able to target based on my data on the ESP. And so that's where we kind of started going into this ID grid realm. Then it became, hey, Digio's identification is very good, right? We're able to identify customers that the ESP can't identify. So we had a customer come to us, hey, can you send that identification over to our ESP if our ESP doesn't know about it? And the answer was yes. So that was kind of something we launched about a year ago, and it became very powerful. We were able to identify more visitors than the ESP, and because of that, we were able to re-trigger abandoned browse and abandoned cart emails and SMS flows. So for example, if they come to the site, the ESP, or an example, but Klaviyo doesn't know about it, but they're already opted in, but they have something in their cart. Let's tell Klaviyo, hey, we know who this person is. They're already in your ESP. Let's trigger this abandoned browse email again if they left something in their cart. And the reason that's important is the abandoned browse, abandoned cart email is typically the highest converting email in terms of revenue. So this was a 10% incremental lift for this customer about a year ago. And we realized, wow, this is a big, huge deal for this customer. And we already have this identification in there. So we're able to actually re-trigger campaigns with our identification. So this became really very powerful. And the result of that was 5 times more visitors. And so, for the last year, we've had, targeting capabilities, we have identification, and we're rebranding all of that under one umbrella called Digioh Passport. And the way we want to think about it is every time they come to your site, we're going to give that user a passport, and the different things they do on your site, we're going to keep giving them a stamp and keep building the identification in local storage on the browser. And then when they do something, that allows us to trigger a different campaign based on the ID. Well, we can trigger a different email in your ESP. We can trigger automatic events to trigger these type of campaigns. And this is one big piece that we're seeing a massive lift on, 10% incremental lift in some cases. And it's been incredible to see how our customers kind of do it.
Rishi, there's Rita has a question, actually two. One is what is the average recognition rate?
That's a great question. I will get back to it. I'll look through all of our customers and get back to you on that. That's a great
Yep.
question.
And then how are we IDing? How do we do it if we're, she says, if it's not leveraging the espresso for ID, how is it doing it?
We have our own identification system where we add an identifier right on the browser, encrypted local storage, and it's also cross browser. And then the reason why our identifier is good is we also leverage our own pop-ups and quizzes and identification as well. And so Turner's going to be talking about how we're going to be extending our identification system in his slides. So I don't want to totally steal his thunder, but we are
Yep.
going to also talk about that.
Yep. Absolutely. And we can answer the ID questions towards the end, that there's a bunch of them flowing in, and maybe Turner will answer some of them.
Yeah, these are great questions. Thank you, guys. Yes, and answering Jim's question real quick. Yes, we can also read profile custom properties as well. We can identify everyone based on, what list they're on, what segment they're on, as well as their data profile attributes as well, which is powerful. Here's an example, identity at its finest. This is a real customer inventory. This is a real example that they're leveraging on their site right now. They haven't been identified, right? They're not known. They haven't clicked on any emails. They're a first time visitor. Maybe they're coming in through an ad click. We could show, hey, give us your email address for a discount. Now, looking at this example, they are identified. Hey, maybe they're in their Klaviyo account, maybe they're in their Iterable account, and they're exiting the site. They have an item in the cart because we can also read Shopify data. We can read cart data in Shopify. So that's another thing that we just launched. We can read actually their cart values. And based on that, we can show a very specific exit intent with a timer. And you can, of course, A/B test all of this as well to increase conversions quite a bit as well. Now, again, there's no need, in this case, if they weren't using our Passport product, they'd be asking for their email address again, right? But because we re-identified them and we know there's something in their cart, on exit, we're showing a instant timer, which is pretty powerful. Here's another example of our Passport in Access. This shows to a returning visitor in Klaviyo, right? So they're in Klaviyo in this case. This is a Melissa and Doug popular toy brand for kids. They're in Klaviyo, and we've determined Klaviyo they have never made a purchase because their Shopify data is being synced into Klaviyo hasn't been. So we could show a very specific offer to them only for that segment based on the Klaviyo rules in their Digio account. And then instead of asking for an email address that they click on unlock now, let's just give them a coupon code. We already identified, we already know we just need to get them a purchase. And then we can show a dynamic banner. So we can determine, hey, in that session, based on their passport, they actually haven't made a purchase. On their next visit, we're going to show this banner. We're not going to show this pop-up again. We're going to show this banner with that same coupon code back in the banner. That's using it. And this is the next level of our passport as well. And this is something we've rolled out about 6 months ago that we're quietly giving to a lot of different customers and seeing a 10 to 15% incremental lift. And this is what I was talking about with the ban and browse abandoned cart. So here's a real example. We detect that they're not identified to Klaviyo, but they are in the Klaviyo database. So on the browser, they're known and they're leaving without actually making a purchase. We can re-trigger their abandoned browse abandoned cart campaigns. So check it out. This is actually a real email that gets triggered if Klaviyo is not aware of it, but we are. We re-identify them back to Klaviyo and we trigger these emails based on our events. Very powerful incremental lift, which is powerful. That is our identification, and we're calling it all under Passport. So you're going to be hearing about Passport a lot from Digio, quite a bit. A lot of big updates coming around that as well. Uh, Going back to our quizzes and result pages, we've had a lot of innovation around quizzes. And one big thing is Digio result pages. We made it easier than ever to modify. So fonts, colors, everything around designing and building your quiz, specifically your result pages, and a lot of adoption on flexibility around your result page as well. So you can change what items you want to upsell. Maybe you have a static set of products you want to constantly upsell. You can easily do that. You can adjust any product, any text. We just added a lot of features to our result pages. One of our most popular tools in Digio for quizzes. We allowed you to modify the button text as well and the colors. We also allow if something's out of stock, we allow you to update how you want to say it's out of stock as well. Here's an example of a results page. So there's a lot of things here that we've added in. The ability to add all items to your cart. So bundles has been huge. You can say, hey, I only want to recommend X number of products. You don't have to show 15 products. Even if your weighting logic or your outcome logic says, hey, we want to recommend 20 products, you can simplify it to just 3 products in this case. You can have variants, and we also now support subscriptions as well. So that's a huge value driver for a lot of our subscription ecom businesses where you can just add to subscription as well. All right, Val,
All
I'll
right.
hand it over to you.
Yep. So our first prize is a $100 gift card to our customer commentier. Commentier is incredible coffee. So I hope you are a coffee drinker, Justin, Hannah. If you and we can swap it out if you're not. We can do tea if you're a tea drinker. But you are the winner for our first prize, Justin.
All right, Justin, by the way, Comic Tier is amazing. I don't know if you know James
Mhm.
Hoffman. They're amazing, amazing coffee. This was a great gift I gave during White Elephant gifts, and it was definitely sought after. So highly recommend this coffee. If you didn't win, it's awesome, very cool. And James Hoffman is also amazing. So check out his YouTube channel as well. It's like learned everything about coffee. I thought I knew about coffee until I saw his YouTube channel. So check it out. All right, going back in, we spent a lot of time improving the editor, and this is a big focus this year as well. But we spent a lot of time on just easier to use controls design settings. So that way now you can see what you're editing, what settings are live, how changes will have you. So a lot of things are on preview as well, so you can easily preview it before it goes live on your site. We also added Snap to Grid, and Turner has a big update that we just launched that he's going to be talking about that I think you guys are going to love. I think it's one of our best updates in months inside our editor as well. So we're
Don't
also
say it,
going to be spending.
Rishi. Don't say it. Next
Don't
slide.
say it. Not stealing Turner's thunder, but it's huge. We've been working on it forever. It's been a big update. So excited about it. But a lot more editor control coming out soon. But this has been a big focus as well, just modernizing editor, and still is a big focus for us. A lot of design tools. So about 2 years ago, everyone would come in with either quizzes or pop-ups, and that was about it. As people started learning more about our tools, they were launching multiple campaigns, especially when we added targeting based on ESP data. Were having like 5 pop-ups, 10 campaigns in their account, 3 quizzes. And every time you would go in, you would have to kind of update the styles. So we really wanted to reduce that amount of design work. And just internally with our design team, that's reduced like 50% of the design work. So we set it up account styles and campaign styles. So if you can go to account styles now, you can easily update your fonts, your hover effects, your colors, and then you have to do it once, and then you can easily apply it to any future campaign that you've built as well. So this is a big design update. We want people to launch multiple campaigns. It's not one and done here. It's 10 campaigns. It's A/B testing. And so to enable that, we knew we had to update how we design things. We want to make that faster, easier. And so we're open to all sorts of feedback as well on this as well. But the goal was speed here to launch more campaigns, do more A/B testing, make it all controlled. This is a big deal. We're always launching themes. So shout out to Nick and the design team. They're always looking to launch themes as well. So if you have a theme idea, let us know. They're always down to launch themes. All of our theme ideas come from customers as well. So a lot of times customers come in with a Figma, and we like to leverage that to build out a really nice theme. So let us know. Spin to win has been massive. I don't, spin to win sometimes gets a bad rep, but it always doubles conversions. We added a ton of updates around spin to win. And a lot of new themes have come. Campaigns and journeys. So this is all around like journey, like multiple campaigns is a journey. So for example, you can have a teaser. On teaser, it opens up this pop-up, or on teaser, it opens up this quiz. And so we launch journeys inside the platform and multiple of them. So you're tying multiple campaigns together that all work together. So you have a teaser that opens up to a pop-up. They close out the pop-up, the teaser opens again. Or maybe you have a pop-up that goes to a landing page that goes to a quiz. So they kind of all work together to make a really cohesive experience. Another example is a coupon, right? They enter their pop-up. Now you want to show a banner on their next visit if they don't make a purchase. So all the what's cool about this is all the display rules are also configured as part of this. So it's a shortcut to be able to launch multiple campaigns, and we're calling them journeys, which is powerful. Spin to win has been big. We've doubled down on it. We've added all sorts of options, design settings to it, the ability to show different coupons to it. So, for example, if you land on 25% off versus 50% off, what coupon should you show it? So it's all fully integrated as well. The ability to duplicate, the slices of the spin to win. This was awesome to see take off. Even things like, hey, do you want a tick sound or not? If they have sound on, that's also a boost in conversions that we've seen. So people are exploring spin to win. It's been fun to see it take off. And this is what we call in the Digio world a widget. So if you guys have other widget ideas, we're open to it as well. Pretty fun to see it take off.
Yeah, Rita said, can spin to win be made to feel up brand? Go check out Cricket Shirts website, Rita. They sell an upmarket polo shirts for men. Zach's here in the chat. They have a spin to win. It's actually right here on the slide.
This is it. This is cool. It's like a fully on brand, where it's like a slot machine. Figuring. By the way, cricket's awesome. Everything, everything I wear is pretty much cricket, unless it's a Digio t-shirt. So definitely check out their stuff. Great gift. They're my favorite t-shirts. And this is cool. So you spin to win. You're finding the right beer, and then it's a multi-step pop-up with the coupon code at the end of it. So they're one of our Hall of Fame. So thank you, Zach and Cricket, for spearheading this innovation as well. So it's awesome. And this is a full screen pop-up as well, which does have an impact on conversion. So usually a 1 to 2% lift with a full screen. So definitely check that. That's another big thing that we launched last year. Here's another one, like reveal your gift. Make it different, make it exciting. Don't just do a 15% offer. A/B tested, of course. Like choose your own offer has been really fun. Find the right offer has been fun. So this has been always fun to see and people play around with. Lot more targeting rules. So the big thing we added that I love just recently in the last few months was this search ability. We have a ton of targeting rules, so it's really tough to find. So now we made it really easy to like just search the rules. I think that's like really helped our entire team move faster as well. So I think you'll love that as well. But the other thing is the Shopify targeting rules. So what's in the cart, for example, is always a big one. You can actually do it based on a specific item in the cart, a dollar value in the cart. One thing I love is a free shipping threshold. So if they're between a certain amount, maybe just give them free shipping. If it's like, if your free shipping threshold is $100 and they have $99 in their cart, maybe just give them a free shipping coupon on exit if they don't make a purchase. So all fun stuff that you can do there as well. So we've doubled down on this. We have big plans on this as well, making this even simpler, easier, faster. And now I'm going to hand it over to Val.
Okay, so just a little quick commercial break, a plug for our upcoming webinar. There's a lot in our world that is super fun and sexy and gets a ton of attention. And then there's the stuff that we have to do that really actually moves the needle, but is pretty unsexy work. So we thought we'd take the month of February, the month of love, and do an unsexy webinar, e-commerce glow up. No one talks about the things that you have to do, the things that actually make a difference in your business, from data hygiene to segmentation and tech stack consolidation, all of that. We're going to discuss all of it with our friends at Order Groove, Gorgeous, and Postpilot. Marissa put the link in the chat so you can go save your spot there. Next slide, Rishi. And then I wanted to give a quick plug for our agency certification program. We have 2 elite certified agencies, Attention Agency and Limitless Agency. And the next agency could be someone you work with. So if you are working with an agency, please let our team know so we can get in touch with them and get them involved in certification so they can learn the Digio platform as well as you know it, as well as our team knows it. That's what certification is all about. Okay, so prize number 2, this is a $100 gift card to Heatonist. If you watch Hot Ones, you know Heatonist. And I am really hoping that, there's a taste for hot sauce with Rachel Smith. Rachel, you are the winner for this giveaway. So go enjoy some hot sauce on Digio.
This is awesome. If you guys haven't seen the Hot Ones show, definitely check it out on YouTube. It's awesome. And then if you can try the Pepper X, it's insane. I can't
If
handle
you
it.
can.
I can't even handle the medium. So all right, I'm super excited. So we have Turner on the call here. Everybody give a warm welcome to Turner. He just joined about a month ago. We're excited. We really wanted someone that really came from a B2B SaaS e-commerce background that really understand identification, really cared about conversions, really cared about the marketer. And we're lucky to have Turner join us. We're pumped. He's already made a massive difference, and you guys will see that today here. And so, everybody, welcome Turner. Turner, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. And I think, are you going to let me share screens or do you want to keep going?
Yes,
Doesn't matter to me.
go for it.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, everyone. I am very excited to be here. As Rishi mentioned, I'm Turner. I'm the new head of product. Just to give a little background on me, I spent 5.5 years previously at Attentive. So working very closely with the product team and the partnerships team there. So partners, you're very near and dear to my heart, and as well as product. I just really love the role. And so spent a lot of time there, learned the space, as Rishi mentioned. And then when I had the opportunity to shift over to Digio, it was just the right fit. So very excited to be here to work with everyone and to take the incredible momentum that Rishi just talked about and take it to the next level. That's a little bit about me, but I know everyone's here for the fun stuff. So we'll jump into the roadmap.
Woo!
All right. Very excited to go through this and start with some things we've already shipped in 2026. So we're on January 14th. We've already got some things out the door, and I'll talk about the future plans as well. Rishi alluded to this earlier. He didn't steal my thunder. Greatly appreciate it. But this align to element feature is what he was referencing, and it is a big, big update allowing you to drag and drop the different elements on the editor to connect and show where they are in alignment to other features. The feedback that we heard was, hey, it can be very challenging sometimes to make those little tweaks, like how does this align on the left side to this other element? It was taking time. It was frustrating for our customers. But this is giving you that sort of PowerPoint, Google slide feel of moving things around and seeing how they align. So small in what the feature is in the editor, but huge impact. So I wanted to shout this one out. It's live. Go onto the editor. You'll see it there today. Very excited for this one. Next is an enhancement on our Digio results pages. So as Rishi talked about, we've done a lot of great things. We've added subscriptions, and the next phase is allowing for multiple results pages. But what does that mean? That means is we're allowing our customers, you, to personalize the experience even further. So if I go through a quiz and I input, let's say Nike, and I'm a runner, the page that I see, the look and feel of that page, the style will be very tailored to the products that are recommended to me. That's the experience that I want as a Nike runner. If Rishi goes through, he puts an Adidas, he's a hiker, he's going to get a different experience as well. The page is going to look very different for him. It's giving you more control so you can give the better experience to your customers ultimately. So very excited about this feature. You're seeing in the top corner, it's in beta. Well, what does that mean? We've recently rolling out a beta process. So for features that we roll out, especially ones like this that are high impact and strategic to Digio, we want to have a very hand-holding approach as we roll these features out. We want to work with our customers, make sure they're getting the most value out of them, and also get feedback. So me, on the product side, that feedback becomes invaluable. So we're going to be rolling out features like this through a beta process. How do you get involved? How do you get added? Ask your CSMs. We would love to include you. This is a feature that is now available for beta testing. So we'd love your input. We'd love your effort on this. All right, so that is what's shipped so far in 2026. Well, let us get into the roadmap, the features that are coming, the features that we're really excited about. I always have to do the caveat, and Rishi mentioned this earlier, but these are items that we believe here now to be the things that we're going to focus on. Some of these are in current development, which is exciting, but we want your feedback. At the end of this session, or before we call it, Marissa on the line is going to share a feedback form. It's just a Google form. It's pretty simple. It's anonymous. We would love your feedback because these are the ideas and items that we want to focus on. But if everyone here says, hey, that's not an alignment with our business, we want that feedback so we can build the right things for you. So we'll dive into more of the near-term items, which is an extension of what Rishi talked about earlier, which is Passport. That is a huge level of investment or a huge area of investment for us at Digio. Some of the feedback we've heard is sometimes the reporting is a little unclear. You know Digio is driving value, you know Digio has an impact on your program, but it's really hard to understand the data. So what we want to do is clean up the dashboards, make it obvious how we're performing, gives you peace of mind. If you're a marketer and you're saying, hey, CFO, hey, CEO, Digio is driving our company top line revenue growth, they're going to say, well, show me the numbers. We want to make that a really easy argument for you. We also want you to have a clear understanding of what's going on so you can just do your analysis, optimize the program, make it really easy. So we're going to clean up dashboards, and we're also going to bring in some new data sets as well as we continue to evolve this Passport product. So really excited about this. Hopefully everyone on the call is as well. If you are using our reporting, this should be a big win. So that is Q1. Another Q1 item is, and Rishi talked about this, is just enhancements on our Passport product. So we have a bunch of rich data that we're pulling in, either data that we're natively capturing through Digioh or data we're pulling in from other systems in your tech stack, whether that's Iterable, Klaviyo, etc. But what if we can extend that even further? So what we're going to also build is the ability to bring in data from third-party data providers. Now I'll pause there. I know sometimes when these topics come up, people get a little uncomfortable on what that means. To us, that means taking your data and enriching it. We're not sharing your data. We're not selling your data. We are taking data that we can access from other systems to give you more opportunity to personalize even greater. So we'll be pulling in data from other systems. This is an opted-in service. You will have to elect for this. But our contention and our belief is that with more data, you're going to be able to personalize even further on site. And that personalization is going to lead to better engagement with your customers, better top line revenue, better and more conversions. So really excited about this as well. This is also coming in this quarter. Next is unified layouts. So what does that mean? The editor has gone through a lot of exciting changes over the last year, but a piece of feedback we still continuously hear is that, hey, sometimes when I create a campaign on desktop, it can be really hard to just get that to migrate over to mobile. Like, I've done the work. I don't really want to redo the work. That makes sense. So what we're doing is just enhancing the editor experience to make this process much, much simpler. We want to decrease the amount of time that it takes for you to get value out of Digioh so that you can get back to other important items in your day. If you're busy running a whole marketing program or working on the website, we don't want this to be an additional time suck. We want you to be able to get your high value items done in Digioh and move on. So really excited about some of the improvements we're making so that the work you do on one screen size can be easily transferable to other screen sizes as well. We're anticipating this that you're seeing here end of Q1, early Q2. So as we move further out, what's next? Future enhancements on the results pages as well. We want to give you more control on the design, the look and feel, right? If someone is coming to a results page, we want it to look like your storefront. There shouldn't be, from the end user's perspective, that there's any difference. And so how are we going to do that even further? It's with custom blocks, giving you more control over what's shown, whether it's different blocks or elements for different text or banners. We're going to give you more control, more customization, again, further personalization. We want to give you more control on our results pages, which are driving a lot of impact for our customers. So really excited about just keeping that level of investment in this product going forward. Rishi talked about this as well earlier. We've done a lot of work on our display rules, adding that search feature to make it a lot easier to find those rules that you want to use. But again, the feedback we've still heard, and Rishi talked about this, was that it's still sometimes a little bit challenging. Coming to Digioh, I was instantly impressed by the multitude of capabilities that are in the product. You can pretty much do whatever you want. But there's this paradox of choices. There's so many options. It's like, well, what do I do? How do I find the right thing? And so the goal is simplification here. How do we make it easier for you to find the highest impact items or get to the outcomes that are best for you quicker, whether it's through offering more best practices or just easier capabilities to find those right rules. But we want to make it easier. We want it to be something that's just simpler when you're going through the process, again, giving you more time back in your day without having to do more work on these items. So we're doing some overhaul here, mostly UX, UI enhancements around this. After that, getting towards the end of Q2, probably early Q3, depending on how things land, greater improvements across the board on our reporting. So we talked about the identification reporting, but we want to extend that love, that care that we're giving more holistically and broadly to all of our reports. Okay, and we want it to be very easy for you to understand what is going on. You should be able to come into the platform, get a quick sense of like, hey, this is working, or what do I need to change? That's the goal. And we want it to be easy for you internally as well. Again, if you're having to vouch for budget, we want this to be a no-brainer, an easy argument. So giving you clear metrics is the goal here. And we will be spending time on improving either reports, the data points themselves, the dashboards, the visuals. We're going to give it an overhaul and again, make your life easier. And then I believe this might be the last one for right now, campaign scheduling. So what does this mean? And actually, as a quick anecdote, I was on a call last week with a customer. I think they're on this webinar, which is exciting. They're talking about being up late at night, making sure their campaigns are scheduled. And to me, that just sounded like a really bad experience. And so what we want to do is make your lives easier again and remove some of those friction points where you can schedule campaigns, knowing when they're going to start, when they're going to stop, having confidence that they're deployed and they're going to go out at a certain time. And that's what this is all about, is making those easier, giving you more control. Hopefully you can get more sleep at night without having to be worrying about these things. So again, more enhancements and usability in the product. And so before we go on, I'll just pause here and say thank you. I don't think this is the last you're going to hear from me. I think I'll be sticking around every quarter for these webinars. So hopefully when we talk again in a few months, we'll be talking about some of these features already shipping and what's next. What I also mentioned about that link or that form going out is I want your feedback. This is an iterative process. Part of my job is not just working internally with the teams on enablement and what's coming. It is talking to our customers and our partners on what are the items that are most impactful for their business. How do we help drive more revenue, save them time? And so, though I'm just presenting today and getting feedback through that form, I do want to have the opportunity to speak to everyone in more detail and some Zooms going forward. So thank you everyone for the time, and I'm really excited to be working with everyone. So next we have our
Turner.
last, and back to you, Val.
Yeah, we've got our last prize, a $100 gift card to Voluspa. So Voluspa makes home fragrances, and I believe personal fragrances now too. But candles, diffusers, etc. Make your home smell amazing. And that is David Wiley. You're gonna have the best smelling house. David will be in touch with your gift card details to everyone who has won a prize. We will be in touch with the details there. To everyone who participated, thank you so much for participating in the chat. I know there were a lot of questions in the chat, and I think Rishi was going through the Q&A box and answering questions in there as well. We will, if we don't get to questions, we have a little bit of time, I think. Is that the next slide? Is our little question slide? Yeah. So we have some time to go through questions that were in the chat. And I just want to touch on one that I caught, which is, where is third-party data coming from? Turner, you brought up that third-party data piece. Want to reiterate that it is optional, right? So I've been a brand marketer and as a retention marketer for a long time, have my opinions about third-party data, first-party data, and everyone does, I think. And so we want the brands who want that third-party data to have access to it. In regards to where it's coming from, there's three places. So Digioh directly in the data that we have collected from them, so consumer consented data, that zero-party data directly in Digioh. In addition to that, your tech stack, so bidirectional integrations will give us additional data that we can pull off of. And then that third party piece, the three parts of the third party piece is we are partnering with a new market leading DSP partner, and we're integrating with them to unlock more data to customers. So that is how that third party piece comes into play. What other questions are in the chat that Turner or Rishi, you guys caught and want to make sure we answered today on this call? We will compile them and reach out to you with details.
There are a lot of questions on Passport, where the third-party data comes from. Is it GDPR, CCPA compliant? How it all works. So with Passport, there's three levels of that. We're gonna do a separate webinar for all of that, and it's we're gonna talk through that with customers directly before anything is turned on around that as well. The current stuff we have, where you're just targeting based on Klaviyo data, every Passport feature that's currently available to you guys right now is GDPR compliant. It is CCPA, and this is not to serve as any legal advice. It is CCPA compliant. This is when we're going beyond Passport. That's when we'll have a full webinar and a Q&A session around that as well. Great
Yeah,
question.
and that's a good point, Rishi. There was a question about when will this identity stuff be available to all of the existing Digio customers? It is. That's the great part. So the third party piece, the GDPR piece that Rishi was just talking about, that's what we will that will be a choice that you'll make. But our ID, our Digio Passport is available to all the customers that exist today.
What other questions do you guys have? I answered a ton in the chat. Great questions. I appreciate all of them. And then what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to copy paste this entire chat, and then I'll be responding. If I didn't get to someone, oh, Brianna had a good one. There was a brand that had a scratch off type of experience that was super cool too. Brianna, great one. I'll ping you
Yeah.
about that. Uh, we have something kind of like that, so that's a great idea. So I'll ping you about that, Brianna. If that's something you want to launch, let me know. There's some stuff we have up our sleeves around that. Um, our journeys, spin to win, et cetera, customizable by segment, demographics, and other data. Jim, that's a great question. The answer is yes. You could show a spin to win for first time traffic and not a spin to win for non first time traffic. So that's a fantastic question. Yamila asked a great question. For quizzes, could we pass a hidden field based on user responses? Absolutely. That's the beauty of our integrations. You could pass as many hidden fields as you want. Our whole thing around quizzes is zero party data, right? So the whole goal of Digio is to capture a ton of data so you can personalize emails, personalize SMS, and personalize campaigns. Like if you know someone is a avid coffee drinker and they come back to your site, imagine the campaign that you could show to them, right? So going back to Turner's example of Adidas versus Nike, you know they're into Nike. Let's show a hey, get 10% off all Nike shoes. So yes, we do. Yeah, and yes, absolutely, you can send hidden fields based on responses. It doesn't just have to be the quiz answer either. It could be a hidden field that you only know about as well on that button click. Great question.
Jim had a question that are journeys, spin to win, et cetera, customizable by segment, demographic, RFM, and other data. Yes, that's Digio's specialty, is being able to create those personalized experiences across the board. So all of our campaigns and campaigns are journeys are made up of campaigns. Spin to win is a campaign. Even a quiz is a campaign. All of those are customizable and personalized based on segmentation and all the data that you mentioned.
So Shannon and Robert ask a great question. I love this question. First, that's my favorite question. If I give a word favorite question, it's my favorite question. First of all, they're all my favorite questions, but this one specifically is my favorite. Is can anyone get certified? So Val, you talked a little bit about agency
Yeah.
certifications. Can anyone get, you know, Val, we should talk about that because we
There's
have,
plans. Yeah. So
yeah.
right now we're doing certification for our agency partners. And we are our agency partners are kind of putting the certification through the ringer. And then we will have additional academy training and opportunities like that for customers and even non-customers. Anyone who wants to learn about Digio can. But we're going to have our agency partners really pressure test this stuff so that you guys get the best possible training.
Absolutely. Jim, you asked a question. Can you share more about the DSP partnership and how it'll work? What is DSP? So that'd be good to know. I'll follow up with you on that directly. Um, and then Brianna, I'll follow up with you about the scratch off. So that's awesome. Any other questions? And then for the prizes, Val, we'll be reaching out via email to send the prizes
Yep.
over. Is that right?
Yep, we'll reach out through email, and then for any of the remaining questions that are in the chat, our team is going to. We have a team full of experts who've actually been in this webinar the whole time, pulling your questions, making sure we note who you are, and we're going to reach out to you directly to answer those questions. So be on the lookout for an email from someone from Digio to answer questions that were remaining in the chat that we might have missed, or maybe didn't fully answer here today.
I also just want to thank you everyone for being on this. I know time is valuable, especially at the start of the year. Everyone's so busy. Spending time with us, this is amazing for us. This is a big deal. We think it's really impactful, and we appreciate you getting on this call. We appreciate you guys as customers. Your feedback is all we really care about. We are here to serve you guys. So we just appreciate the time, your feedback, and working with us. So thank you very much. And hopefully we can give you guys some time back for a coffee break or something fun.
Thank you for being here, everybody. We'll see you next quarter.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.